What's going on, everybody? How's it going? This is our first run with the Element Enduro Trailwalker. Before we even took it out, Hot Rod had put this hard body on there. I believe it's an Enduro. I thought it looked pretty cool, but he thought it was a little too top heavy, so he ended up going with the Toyota that you see in other videos. We also took off the stock 1.5 wheels and put on the set of wheels and tires that came with my Cherokee here. So he was running stock Axial tires. The 1.5s were just too small, and we hadn't had a chance to get better tires and wheels, so he just ran with those stock ones. Really deep. You know, at first we thought maybe the stock wheels here just really sucked in the sand, and then I got the Hyrexes in there, and neither truck was getting up this hill. I forgot just how bad sand is sometimes.
It gets right there and just gets buried.
So we decided to move on and try some other challenges with the two trucks. You know, kind of comparing the two together, side by side, with certain things. And to be honest, the Element RC here, the Trailwalker, it held its own, even completely stock. I was thoroughly impressed with the suspension. The stock shocks are awesome out the box. The servo was kind of, yeah, I'll take a pass on that. And the motor seemed adequate, but it just made a funny chirping sound. It just didn't seem like it had a whole lot of nuts, to be honest. And that pretty much got replaced right after we were done running it today. It just sounded weak and felt weak as well. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's a stock motor. I mean, I'm running stock Axial motors that seem pretty tough. I think they put out plenty of power, torque, you know, and some people complain about them. You know, they don't like them. To each his own. So, if you think the Axial's weak, then you probably won't like the motor that comes in the Element here. So that first bit there was Hot Rod running the truck, and this is me now running the truck. I had already had an SCX10 II, so I kind of already knew what to look for on this type of platform. The only other crawler Hot Rod had at this point in time was the Wraith 1.9, so it was quite a transition for him coming to this platform from the Wraith. He really didn't like it at first. I think his exact words were, "Wow, this requires a lot more skill to get over stuff," which I thought was hilarious. I told him that's exactly what I thought when we got it. Yeah, so here I decided to see just how well it could dig itself out of a hole. You know, and scratch up that fresh new body for him. He's running my Cherokee, by the way. So you may be watching this and thinking to yourself, that motor looks like it's got plenty of torque. Well, I'm running a 55 turn Axial. It is a big difference. I mean, I'm giving it a lot of trigger pressure to get it to even spin. Not like my Cherokee. My Cherokee, you just tap it and it just goes. You're not stopping it. It just rolls over everything. You know, I sacrificed a lot of wheel speed and top end speed putting that 55 turn into that Axial. But you know, to be honest, I had a Jeep Cherokee. I had a 92 Cherokee years ago, and I loved that truck. And with that 55 turn, it kind of reminds me of driving it. Just all low end torque, all grunt pull, no go go go. Another dislike, I guess you could say, about the Element RC, the Trailwalker, would be the controller.
All over the place. I mean, it's a stock servo, so I'm not like hating on it.
If you listen, you can hear Hot Rod and I talking about the two differences. But the transmitter for the Element RC, the wheel sticks out really far, so trying to drive it one-handed is even more challenging than normal. I mean, you kind of have to rest it against your chest or your stomach to be able to get a stable platform, because you really have to extend your steering finger way out there. I mean, the wheel sticks off like 3 inches, maybe 4 inches off of the transmitter. I think it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why they put it out there that far. Probably not a problem for most people, but if you're filming one-handed and operating it, yeah, it's a pain. Other than that, I mean, the transmitter and receiver work flawlessly. There's no delay. Everything's immediate. Very smooth trigger, very smooth wheel. You know, my beef is just the way that they stuck that wheel off there, which most people are not going to have an issue with. You know, what we're doing here is kind of a comparison on a slippery angle here, trying to go across it horizontally. Bloop, tumble. It really isn't too great of a comparison fare-wise, because the Trailwalker's running the stock wheels, so obviously it's going to have less traction than the Hyrexes that I'm running on the Cherokee. But I do agree with Hot Rod. I do believe that that body is creating body roll on that suspension.
See, I have to hammer it. If I don't hammer it, it's not. She ain't going nowhere. Have you talked to Roadside RC lately?
Nah, not since we were talking about that challenge.
Yeah.
I originally chose this location to be one of my creepy crawling areas, but it's still being used. It's not really that creepy. I mean, the school that got burned down is cool looking and all, but it's not creepy or anything. The fields are still being used, and a lot of the locals still come around and use this hill as a sledding hill, which looks like a lot of fun. Maybe I'll have to come back during a snow day.
It's your ass fault.
In case you're not too familiar with the Element RC Enduros, they have an overdrive gear in the front, so you get a little bit more wheel speed. We were kind of playing with it there. Much tighter turns. This is the first time I took the Cherokee out with the Proline dual rate crawler springs. I mean, they just make it ride amazing. This is the old Sparks Elementary School. I can't remember the year that it burned down. I had it all researched. I just don't remember off the top of my head right now. But yeah, it burned down. Nobody was in it, thank God. Nobody was hurt. And they're still not really sure what they're going to do with it. Until then, they're still using the baseball field down below. We decided to go ahead and use this little curb here for a crawler launch. We had some fun there. We'll test out the suspension and durability of these things. Nothing broke. It's a good time.
sudden I can't make that jump.
We did a few more comparisons on our way back to the car. Nothing major, just a few things. You know, watching this video again, this was the first day that I had the Hobbywing Easy Run ESC installed, the brushed system. I was running it on 3S, and yeah, it made a big difference over the stock Dynamite. It has a much smoother throttle response. The reverse I had set too low though, so the reverse was painfully slow.
That is the true redneck crawler right there.
The last time I took the Barrage out was for the Drifted Maniacs Wheelie Challenge, and I hadn't had it out since, so I slapped the C10 body back on it. Hot Rod had a spare set of wheels and tires laying around that just made it look really awesome. And yeah, it does look like such a redneck truck, but I still love my Barrage. Not the greatest crawler in the world, but it's still fun nonetheless.
Who says the $99 Barrage sucks?
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I got many more to complete. I'm kind of working on a backlog at the moment. Trying to get them done. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the bell, share. Thank you very much.